Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again I'm here with Dave Franklin with Aran Franklin Engineering. And Dave, we talk about everything here. We've talked about RV ports, we've talked about homes, we've talked about remodeling and windows. But fall's coming and you get those days where you have some drizzle, but it's warm out. You want to sit out on the deck. And we were talking earlier, and a lot of people are wanting to build covers. If they didn't do it this summer to get out of the heat, that they're going to have a family gathering for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and they want to be able to sit out on their deck and enjoy it, even if it's drizzly out or cooler out. But you can't just put up a cover, whether it's down here on Bolivar, in Beaumont, in Galveston, on the mainland. You still have to go through the steps because it's attached to the house, correct?
That's correct. Anything that you attach to the house has to be to code. Even if you had an older home, let's say a home from the 1940s in Beaumont or something, and you wanted to put a back patio cover on it, that house is not going to be to the current code, but what you put on it has to meet current code. So there's a lot of things that go into that code compliance aspect, and everything's got to be clipped, strapped. We've had some houses where the house was below base flood. They wanted to do an addition, so we had to put the addition above base flood. So there was a step up to that house in order to get it. So there's a lot of different things, but two of the most popular items we're seeing today is back patio covers and people with uncovered decks wanting to get some shade out.
Right.
And that's a little bit of a process. Bolivar is a little bit easier to work with. They don't require as much. You're going to need a good set of architectural plans. You're going to need a good set of structural plans. What we always recommend our customers to do is come to us. We can send our inspectors out. They can measure everything up, talk to you, and then you can start dealing with some of our drafting people to go ahead and start designing that. We'll get it all laid out, get you a nice set of plans together, and then you can put it out to bid.
The process as far as getting it done, whether it's a louvered deck or a solid, covered deck using shingles, maybe built off the house, just about anything like that can be done. But like replacing windows, you still have to go through the steps because it could affect your main structure, correct?
That's correct. Yes. And you have to consider how the new structure is gonna how the loads are gonna transfer to the old structure. So there's some things that you have to consider in the design phase. And we've looked at some houses before and we've said, it's not a good idea to really put something on this. This house needs other structural supports before you can really start doing, adding anything onto it. Because one of the biggest, the most critical point is the tie into the existing structure. And
right.
If you can't get that right, you've got problems the whole way through. So that's our critical area that we look at whenever we're doing a design and getting it right. How you're going to ledger that new addition into the existing home, and that's always the most important part.
So, well, and down here on Bolivar, and depending on where you're at on the mainland, if you're on the water especially, you've got wind loads, because we get, depending on a storm coming in or a front coming in, man, we could have some 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. And if that's lifting up and pushing back on your existing structure, that's something y'all have to take into account.
Right. Yeah, when you're putting a partially enclosed structure like a patio cover on an enclosed structure, it adds a lot of uplift and a lot, at those areas. So
right.
With the house at one point would just have minor uplift loads and then just pressure on it. When you put an open canopy,
right,
there's more uplift wanting to go up against that, and so you have to do things to get that to resist those uplift loads on there.
It's funny down here, we've had a bunch of these RV aluminum RV ports come in, and they say they're rated, I think, to 120 mile an hour, and I'm like, man, build a wood cover, and it'll save your neighbors a bunch of hassle down the road. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know how anyone else feels about it, but it looks good. And down here, whether it's an RV port cover or a cover on a house, you want to make sure, because it's not uncommon for a cool front to come in. And if your house is facing the bay, you could have those 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds. And heck, last Christmas, we had a tornado that took off across the north side of the bay. We didn't get bad winds here, but anything's possible in Texas.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So, well, if people want to get a hold of you, I'm figuring the best thing to do is go to your website and fill out a contact form. It just seems like using contact forms, you can always go back and see how a question was answered, and it gives a good place to start moving forward. Is that probably the best thing to do?
That's probably the best way to start. If you're not comfortable doing that, give us a call.
Okay.
We have plenty of people to answer the phone, and we're here for you guys whenever you need anything. If you have a question, just give us a call. If you're looking to do an addition anywhere, we can do the site plans that are necessary for them. Sometimes you have to do a drainage plan as well. All the structural, all the windstorm, all the inspections, and get you ready to put that nice new cover on your house.
That's right. You can enjoy it. I'm waiting for that first good cool front where you have to wear a light jacket in the morning, but we just haven't had it down here yet. I don't know what it's been like on the mainland. It's been cool, but Chris and I were out last night. I was shooting some photos off the jetties, and it was nice. No mosquitoes, but it just wasn't have that cool snap like I want to feel. And hopefully we get one pretty soon. We're coming up, halfway through October, and we hadn't had a good cool front yet. So it'd be nice not to sweat during Halloween on the 31st. So anyway,
Sure.
Dave, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for the information that we always get from Aran and Franklin. And pointing everyone in the right direction is the biggest thing. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I think Dave and I both need another cup of coffee, so we're going to head on out. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry, located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.